What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video of Mike's Corolla. We are picking up right where we left off on the last one. So we're resetting the tappets in this because they're warm. We're not going to do it today, but in this video we will take it for its first drive since the new cam.
So this is going to suck because everything's hot as fuck. I'm not playing this game again.
Our work area is a bit of a shambles at the moment.
We're going to sort it out. I reckon as soon as this thing's out here, we'll just give it a big fucking clean up. Man, this is gonna suck so much.
I love how you like put all the hoses in the right places, even though you knew you had to take it apart again.
Someone said it's stupid.
I would. I would have just left it.
Okay. I want to get some gloves because I'm on a beach. Don't want to burn my wee hands. Fuck off out of there. So I've done this so many times now.
You're an expert.
So now I know how to set them. So we're getting this exhaust valve to go all the way open, and then when it starts coming back up, this one will start going down, and that's what they call on the rock. So these two are like rocking, and that's when you set cylinder 1, and then opposite, when this one's rocking here, you set cylinder 4, and then when 3 is rocking, you set cylinder 2, and vice versa. So basically I'm just getting the exhaust valve to open on number 4, and when it comes back up you'll see the intake one start to open like that. So now we set number 1, and because it's got an aftermarket cam in it, the clearances are quite big. So ideally, like in a standard 4K, like with this one, the tappet's quite loud. Yeah, see, so when it was cold before, this was quite tight, and now it's like real, well not real loose, but it's, yeah, could do with a nip up. So you could have just run it how it was, but it just would have been a bit noisy.
So you want to feel some resistance, basically.
Yep. Next one.
Mike's just finished setting the tappets. Now he's going to chuck the cover on, and then you're going to synchronize the carbs.
Yeah. So I did it not too long ago, but I'm just going to do it again now that it's not been running for ages, just to double check everything. Oh, I love that. Right, we're doing it.
You seem almost as enthusiastic as you were last night.
Oh, I am over it. I'm fucking hot with that light, and then setting those tappets is maybe fucking. So what we're doing now is syncing the 2 carbs up, which is probably gonna not need anything because I've already done it. But what you do is you stick this tool in the trumpet here, and this needle will move, and it'll give you a reading, and then you move it over to the next one, and it'll give you another reading, and basically you just want them to read the same. So if they are out, then there's a screw in between the 2 carbs that syncs them up, and you just basically loosen or tighten that, and it changes the reading whatever way it's out. Ideally you're supposed to do the inner trumpets, but I can't fit this in there, so this gets you close enough. Here, this should just start.
Oh. It's already warm, don't worry.
So yeah, hasn't changed since I last did it, so it was already in. in time. You'll notice it doesn't like, this used to do this all the time anyway, when it's just sitting here idling and free revving, it's like it, I don't know what happens, but it doesn't idle very well. You gotta like keep clearing it out, but when you drive it, it doesn't do that. Yeah. So if you drive it around the block and set it there, it'll idle forever. But for some reason when it's sitting there and you play with it, it doesn't like it. Side draft things.
Alright, so we're back, it's a new day, and fingers crossed that tonight we're gonna drive this thing. Unboxing this genuine Toyota parts filter.
I used to be like a hot boy and use the K&N ones. They're real big, tall K&N oil filters, but I ran into an issue where they were so big that the motor wouldn't fill it up, because obviously they sit upside down on this motor. So it'd take ages for it to build oil pressure up because the filter was so big. So I just went back to the OG, genuine.
It actually is quite buzzy how they, so that, obviously that's factory.
Yeah.
They sit upward from factory.
Yep.
On a lean.
Oh mate, it's fucking near impossible to get that thing to sit with all the writing visible.
You managed to do it. First go.
Put some oil on it, and that should be. Set the timing and drive the bitch.
What oil do you use so the internet can rip you out for it?
Penrite Extra Zinc 2060.
Right, the next thing the internet's going to rip you out for, how's your pour? Pretty good.
Oosh.
Pretty good, no spillage.
Oh.
Clean brake too. Oh, how good.
So I'll try it there for a start. Sweet. Just checking it's got enough in it, just to check the timing. So it's overfull at the moment, which should fill the filter up, so it should be sweet. So you might need your hands as well. Just
these glorious bad boys.
yeah. Just because it won't idle by itself when it's cold, so I'll couple this shit up. Actually, you might just be able to check the time for me. And I'll stay in the car and help it idle.
Is this a good time to tell you that I've never actually done this before on a car?
Yeah, good time. It might even be a fucking dud timing light anyway, so we'll see what happens. So, that's all you gotta do.
So,
yeah, obviously hold the button down when it's running, and if it's working it should fire a dim light, because this is pretty shit, but
yeah.
And then all you do is point it at there'll be like a constant mark that's hovering around here.
Yeah.
And you just gotta tell me what. Where's my torch?
I feel like it'd be easier if I just did the keeping it alive, because you actually know what you're doing. So I like gradually like just hold the idle so you can kind of. So we're about to take this thing for its maiden voyage since it's had the new cam. Hopefully this goes well. Oh, it's alive. Alright, you ready for a run bearing?
Yep, I am. It's definitely a bit fuely once it warms up.
Flexing that GKT handbrake.
So necessary.
Oh, here we go. So it'll be, because I flooded it before, it's probably going to be quite jerky, like it'll be sort of, the plugs will be a little bit fouled, but it should clear up hopefully. So I'm just going to cruise it and get it warm, and then go back and recheck the timing, because when it was cold the idle's so erratic you can't like set it properly. Yeah, because I was doing the throttle with my hand, and because of like the dual spring setup, and he's got some crazy throttle setup, and it's a bit hard to modulate it properly using my hand. Also, when you take it around for a block, Ah. When you take it around the block and it warms up properly, the idle smooth sorts itself out, eh?
Yeah. It's fucking moving! It's exciting!
How long's it been down for? 2 months?
2 months, yeah. Just in time for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day as we're filming this. Mike's taking me out on a date. So I'm back. Just gonna quickly recheck the timing on it. Then we'll go out, hopefully do some quicker pulls. So you advanced it a little bit?
Yep. So that time when it was, so if you look down there, it was hovering about sort of 10ish before. And again, it was a bit of a sort of a rough estimate because it was idling so erratically. But it was dyno tuned at 20 degrees before top dead center, so I've just set it to that now. It was still kind of fluctuating a bit, but it's about 19, 20, so it's close enough. Now we can rip on it.
Alright, let's fucking send it. This is the good part. This is the part you've all been waiting for. This is the part I've been waiting for too. And I'm pretty sure this is the part that, out of everyone, you've been waiting for the most.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I just didn't want to beat on it till I knew the timing was like pretty spot on, so.
Nah, no way.
Yeah. Sounds like the starter one to me.
Nah, you know run bearing when you hear it.
Yeah, but you know the sound of it when it starts to run one.
I don't know, it doesn't sound like it's me.
Yeah, not yet, but it sounds like it's starting to. But when you go up and down the revs. Sounds like it.
I don't know. I can't really tell. Point out as soon as you think it starts.
Just the whole time, like the motor sounds real tappety.
Like a...
It's almost like there's something
loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do hear something. I definitely wouldn't say it's a run bearing though. Legend. That was pretty hard. How good would it have been if one of these had broken?
That actually did sound quite hard.
Yeah.
It's my inner aggression.
That is Mike's Corolla back on the road. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's good. It's got, I don't know if the timing needs reset again or something. I set it to what it was dynoed at before, and it's, yeah, I don't know. It's hard with cars like this because it could be anything, like the plug could be fouled and making it do this, could be heaps of things. But basically I set it to what it was dynoed at being, but it felt real weird off like the line. It felt like it had like a super light flywheel and like a heavy clutch, like it was runs good. It feels like a little down on power as well. I don't know if that could be like a foul plug thing as well. I don't know. It's got like a weird ting sort of up in the revs as well, which could be...
See, yeah, that ting is a good way to describe it. I did notice that.
Like I definitely agree with it. It doesn't sound like the engine's hurt or anything. It almost sounds like something is in there.
Yeah.
Like rattling around. But
when it was all apart, somehow a washer got in there and it's just bouncing around.
yeah, I love that. And a funny story, I actually knocked the fuel pump that goes onto the block. They have a nylon spacer thing that you bolt to it first. And one of my old cars, the spacer came off with the pump when I changed the pump. I didn't notice that it had come off with it because usually it sticks on the block. But it came off, and then I put the fuel pump on, and obviously without the spacer, the arm goes all the way up hard against the cam, and then I turn it on, and it snapped the arm off the pump. And to this day, that's still in that motor. I just put another pump on it. I was like, that's way too big to get sucked up by the pump.
Oh, that's crack up. So I have said in many videos that Mike needs to do a rotor swap in this, but that's not exactly what you're 100% keen to go with, is it?
Yeah, I'm not 100% keen on it. Like, don't get me wrong, I would 100% do it. I've got no problems doing it. Like, I love rotaries, but it's more like a case of like when you own one, there's so much more involved in it. And
Mike, speaking from experience, he has owned a rotary KE70.
Yeah. And like the whole gas thing, like, yeah, it's expensive to run, but so what isn't any other performance car? Like, I didn't find it that much more expensive, really. The two-stroke thing's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, every time you get gas, you got to get oil as well. But it's more like the noise of it.
Especially in Christchurch. Like, Christchurch cops fucking hate these cars.
Yeah. Like, if I was going to do a rotor, it would be loud as fuck. Like, it's no other way to have it.
Yeah.
And then you just get stuck every time you take it out, and it's just a pain in the ass.
So what other options are you kind of leaning towards?
Well, there's heaps of other things that I would like to do as well. Like you were saying, the CA.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that as well.
I reckon a CA in this would be fucking sick.
And you'd only have to have like 280, 300 horsepower in it to be savage.
Oh shit, yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely another one that is a potential. But like I've always said to you, it's just money, man. Like, I wouldn't want to do it unless I did it right with all the best shit, and it would cost heaps of money.
Yeah, one of Mike's weaknesses is that he can't do something half-assed. It's either all like go hard or don't bother.
Yeah, hence why the rest of the car is how it is with all the Willwoods and hydro and.
That's like one of the coolest, most different things about this car is that you've done it so backwards, and literally every single thing on this car has been done apart from the motor. And I mean, even arguably the motor has been done. Yeah. It's just still a 4K.
Yeah, it was mainly just for the noise, but more like without having to do an engine conversion.
Yeah.
Side drives, it is cool. But it's running again. We're happy.
Yep. So that will be it for this one, guys. Cheers for watching. There's going to be many videos with this thing coming in the future when Mike inevitably decides which motor he does want to put in.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to that. But at least now you can enjoy it again.
Yep.
With the 4K.
Yep.
But yeah, that'll be it for this one, guys. Cheers for watching. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.